Welcome everybody, my name is Michael, and today we are discussing about something I saw on Poverty Finance, and I guess I could title this Poverty Finance, but applications that can give you cash. These are little payday cash apps that might help you if you're in a pinch. So let's go through all the applications I use, and which ones are the good ones, which ones are the bad ones. This is not something that's recommended long term. However, short term, there's got to be situations where, the economy's not doing so great right now. Maybe you don't have the best credit like I do. You're rebuilding your credit, and that's fine. And maybe you're even making a decent amount of money, but it's just not covering all the bills. I get it. It's a tough time. And especially for me, there's many weeks in sales where it's super unstable. And the next week you might make a thousand, and this week you made 500, and then 2 weeks from now you make 2,000, and you never know what's happening in sales. So let's go through all the applications, starting with probably my favorite, although there's certain aspects that are annoying to it, Instacash. You're going to see a lot of applications out there, and there might be advertisements, but Instacash is probably one of the ones that gives you the most amount of money, because considering my situation where I don't have the best credit and considering my income is really unstable, there's better weeks, there's worse weeks, but overall, in general, I think some of these applications, you kind of have to have a higher income to get the higher amounts, but still, you're able to, whether you qualify for 100, 200, 300, 400, Instacash advertises 250 up to 250. And this is probably the only advertisement that is underselling their promise, because a lot of these other applications, their advertisements are, you could get up to 500. Haven't gotten that. You could get up to 250. Haven't gotten that anywhere close on those applications. So this one says up to 250, but I've actually gotten more. I've gotten like 300, 350, and inside the application it says up to 1,000 if you put direct deposit. I don't want to do that, but maybe some people do. And up to 1,000, I think that's legitimate, because without direct deposit, I've had situations where it was like, I forgot what the highest was, but trust me, it was like mid 300s. So that's helpful. The second best application I would say is Earnin. Earnin is very simple. So on this phone we have Empower, Brigit, Dave, Earnin, MoneyLion. That's it for this phone, I think. Yep, just that. So Earnin and MoneyLion are the two big ones. This also offers credit rebuilder loans, but they're not that great because you have to pay weekly, and that would be all right because it's not a huge amount. However, they charge you on Thursday instead of Friday, the day before payday. And I just don't like that. It's weird. I mean, technically, it's not supposed to give you a late payment because they charge you. Well, they put it in for charging, but they're not going to actually let it happen. So Earnin at one point got me up to 300, but it flips between 200 to 300. 200 is pretty stable. It depends on the size of your check. I know MoneyLion for sure. It's a portion of it. I noticed that when I get larger checks, then it's over 300. If not, then it's 250. Sometimes there's bonuses, like there is an extra $15 if you're here for Easter or whatever. And for Earnin, it is really nice. It is really simple. The only problem with Earnin is that it's not going to be instant, as in you're going to unlock 300, but it's a $100 daily limit. So that kind of sucks, but oh well, it is what it is. MoneyLion, it also kind of sucks that you cannot withdraw within the same transaction. You have to withdraw multiple times. There's a limit. There's no daily limit, at least not that I know of. There's a limit of $100 per transaction, meaning if you want it instantly, you have to pay, I think, $3.99 every single time, or $5.99 or $8.99. You're going to notice that a lot of these applications, some of them have memberships, some of them it's $2, $5, $6, $10 per month. On top of that, if you want it instantly, $5, $7, $8, whatever it is, that's how they're making their money. And it's a lot of money that they're probably making. So the best thing you can do is with some of these applications, if you need it instantly, that's fine. But if you can wait 1, 2, 3 days, I noticed Earnin, for example, if you do the free method, you have to wait, then they just send it later the same day, or, a day later or 2 days. They say up to 3 business days. But I noticed unless it's over the weekend, then you're not going to get it. If you get it Friday, then you're probably going to get it Monday or Tuesday or whatever if you do it Friday. So there's ways around it. Like, some applications are a little bit more lenient than others, but ultimately, if you have to have it instantly, you pay the fee. It is what it is. So those two are probably the best applications. Now, when we go to MoneyLion, I don't like the membership fee if you have to do the credit builder, but it is free. Earnin is free. There's no membership as well. Just logging in. Dave is also one of those applications that it gives me a fair amount. So the latest is $200, but it's $8.99 fee. And the good thing is they don't have a limit, as in like if they give you 200, you take out the 200 and that's that. It can go up to 500. I guess that's because of income and credit and whatever other stuff. So that's pretty cool, but it costs $8.99, which is expensive. So that's another one that you could do. Probably wait a couple days, do it for free. The one thing that is really cool is that they have surveys. If you're bored, you can do 1 or 2 or 3 surveys and it decreases it slightly. So that's one thing. Brigit is also another one that promises up to 250. I've never gotten higher than 50. I've been able to do everything on time. Everything's great. They do have extensions, I think 2 or 3 per quarter or something like that. So that's all right. And it only costs 99 cents. That's fine. Empower is one that I've never gotten over 100. It cost me 5. But you're able to extend it relatively free. I know they say, oh, it's going to lower, but I think 100 is the lowest or whatever. So those 4 or 5 applications are really kind of the backbone. And if you need more, that's when, you know, we're going into the second tier applications, I guess you could say. Well, I guess you could throw this into the first tier. Albert is also just fine. I get 100, and I think that's also like a $5 fee or something like that. So Albert and Power, $100. I get for Brigit 50, Dave, Earnin, MoneyLion 200. Dave, I first started with 100. So some of these applications you may start with 50 or 100, and then you rank up. So the next second tier, I guess you could say, is Klover. Klover's just fine. The maximum I could get is $50, but it starts you off at $20, and 50 is once you're higher. And I don't know if some people can go higher or whatnot, but it's not great because you have to watch a lot of ads. At first, they give you more points, then they reduce the amount of points you have to basically pay, and they earn a lot of money through these ads. So it's something I don't like. It's annoying, but it is a second tier. So just in case you need some extra money, it is there. It will work. It's just you have to put in a lot of time. You watch the ads. You can scan receipts. You can play the little lottery thing, whatever. So if you don't necessarily need it, if you just log in every day, they give you 20, 30 points. It takes forever to rank up. But, you know, you watch 2, 3 ads a day, and then finally, you know, later, 2 weeks later, you need to use Klover. That's when you use it. I don't like Float Me. Float Me sucks. You pay $2 for membership, and the maximum they ever gave me was $20. And there's times where they say, nope, sorry, if your account's negative, that's it. Some of these applications won't work if your account's negative. Earnin will work if your account's negative. It can't be over $100 negative. Some of these applications, they won't refresh with banks. Half these applications don't work with the ones that I'm using. Most of them work with PNC. The other half that are out there don't necessarily work with PNC. They're going to work with Chase, but that kind of sucks. It depends on which bank you bank with and where your deposits go through. 2 applications that I will mention that suck. Line, because I never was able to get in there. You're in a line, and I've been in a line for couple of months just to use the advanced. Probably the reason they're doing this is I thought about this. How do these businesses start? Well, they have to start with capital first. So maybe they ran out of capital. They can't do, fractional reserve lending or whatever because they're small little applications. So they have a reserved amount of capital, and they ran out, and that's it. You can't really do anything else. So another one is Possible. I've been in line for Possible for like 2-3 months. Again, nothing. Caro is like for students, and I am a student. They didn't accept me because they said my institution is not on their list. So, well, that's great. That's just fine and dandy. Whatever, who cares? And even if they would, because I tried using my previous Arizona State University email because they gave me that while I was registering there. And they said, nope, sorry, your credit's not good enough. So they check your credit, and it is what it is. It wasn't a hard inquiry, thankfully, but it was a softer inquiry. So those applications are on my not so great list. And I'm sure there's a bunch of others that are scams, but there's one that's for major employers. Well, I don't work at a major employer. Most people probably don't, so you're not going to be able to use it. But like a lot of Walmart employees use this. So if you want, it is called Even. So that's that. Oh, and by the way, Possible, I think, does a hard inquiry. Or no. Some of these applications, you have to be very careful. The ones I listed apart from Possible will mark you negative. If you miss a payment, it will mark your credit negative. The other ones are fine. MoneyLion, you're fine. Unless you do the credit rebuilder, then that's going to mark your credit. Most of these are going to be just fine. So, Cora, we got through that. Cleo, it kind of sucks, but it's better than Klover. So the maximum I got was $65. Then it went down to $55. I first started with like $30, but you pay $6.99 a month to be able to do it, and plus you pay fees later. And I just don't generally like the way the app looks. Just give me the advance, and that's that. Gerald is weird. They do a $59.50 overdraft. They don't call it an advance. Maybe there's some legalese there, but they're fine. So as long as you pay on time, you're fine. But there's fees. I'm not a big fan of Gerald. There's sometimes it doesn't work. Like right now, it has to charge my account, but it hasn't yet. I don't know what's going on. I tried Chime. Chime, you have to have a bank account, and you have to do deposits, and then you can get up to $200 cash advance. So Chime's not a great option. Cash App, if you do deposits, if you bank with them, and if you have good credit, then later on you can get a cash advance, but it's not for me, so probably not for you guys as well, because most of us are going to be in the same boat here. What else did I try? Vola sucks. I got a maximum $20 cash advance, and again, this is one that you have to do a membership, and then they don't work with PNC, or they do, but something disconnected. And then I tried Chase, and it didn't really connect. And I don't know, it was glitchy. It didn't work great. I hated it. It's in the same boat as like Float Me, where up to $20 maximum. Well, they say they do a couple $100, $300. I saw an advertisement on Klover. It's funny because in Klover you get all the advertisements for all the others. So next up, we have applications that I was not able to participate in. So Low in the future reminds me of like Reddit Borrow, Reddit Lend, or whatever. It's a community where, community-based loans, and part of it is it doesn't work in Illinois. So if you're an Illinois resident, there's a 36% interest maximum cap, and part of that is also due to back in 2021 for payday loans and to protect against pay advance applications and loans and lending websites and all of this. There's a maximum for a lot of these, and it's not going to work and whatever. So Solo is not available, probably due to that, in the state of Illinois. You can lend, though, so it's something that in the future, kind of like Reddit Borrow, where I'm a user right now, but in the future I want to make some money. There's going to be risk, but I want to play around. That's something to consider, but again, for most people, I don't know. I haven't tried it. Varo is also in the same boat as Chime, where they say up to $200, $250, but you have to do a cash deposit. Didn't really work well for me. So that's pretty much it. If you're looking for the main ones, the top 5, I would say Empower, Brigit, Dave, Earnin, MoneyLion, and then you have Albert, and then if you need be, you have Klover, you have Cleo, Gerald. Those are fine, whatever. Float Me, Vola if you really need it, like, you're stretching it. So that's pretty much that. Again, a lot of people are going to be like on Reddit, you look up, where can I get a loan? Where can I get this? These applications have saved me. And yes, they cost money, but during periods where I'm making more money, it's great. I don't use them. During periods when it's not so great, I have something that gives me, until payday. I get paid every week. So sometimes I need something. I pay all my bills on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. And then Monday I run out of money and I need $200, $300, $400, $500. And these applications saved me. So it's not embarrassing because you don't have to ask anybody. Sometimes you need $20, $50, $100, even for people who are rich and have better credit scores. Some of these applications might make sense in certain specific situations. So anyways, just want to make this a little video. Don't make fun of people who use these applications. Don't be all high and mighty like those on Reddit who are like, ooh, you shouldn't use these. You shouldn't use credit. You have bad credit? Well, you are screwed. Well, what happens if, for example, you have an emergency, you need to get to work, your tire explodes or whatever, you need $250 to replace it, you have bad credit, you have no credit cards, whatever, who cares? These applications can save you during those moments. It's for like the emergencies, for poverty finance, for people who cannot afford emergency situations. Oh, just save up money. Well, yeah, but I don't have anything to save from. And people who at the end of the day are going to look at this video and say, well, you should be saving some money. There's nothing I can save right now. There's weeks where I'm very negative, and it's not because of these applications. It's because it's a long story, but in sales, you're going to have very unstable weeks. So you make 1,000 one week, you make 2,000, and some other places, people might make 0 1 week, and they might make 5,000 the next week. So it's crazy. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. I do eventually hope to stop using these, and I try not to use all of them. But there's been weeks where I've used all of them because it's been necessary. So, anyways, Reddit Bar is probably better, but I already use Reddit better. On top of this, there's a lot of instability, especially right now. The market's not that great. So, have a good one.